My name is Jose Betty. I'm from the Waukesha YMCA. I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about heart health. Obviously, we all know that the heart is a very important aspect of the body. We need to keep it healthy, keeps us running, so that's why I'm here, because we spend a lot of money on the heart. In the U.S., we spend way too much money on heart problems and stuff. Little fact here, how much do you guys think that the U.S. citizens on average spend on just heart problems a year? Give me a guess, estimate. How much do you guys think? 100 million? 1 billion? It's $273 billion just on heart problems. Just on heart problems. That comes out to about 17% of the amount of money that's spent in the US. Almost a quarter of the amount of money that we're spending is just on heart problems. That's a lot of money, obviously. And of that 273 billion, a third of that, 96 billion about, so almost a third of that, a little bit more actually, is spent on major heart problems like heart attacks, bypasses, anything like that. The other amount is spent on, smaller heart conditions. But still, a lot of money nonetheless. How much do you think one person in their lifetime, how much money do you think they spend on heart problems themselves? Mainly atherosclerosis, because that's the most common problem. That's the most common heart problem is atherosclerosis, which is clogging of the arteries. But how much do you think one person actually spends in their entire lifetime? Anybody have a guess? 250,000? $1 million. The average person will spend on average $1 million to go through tests, all that kind of stuff that have to do with the heart. You know what's a lot cheaper than $1 million? A gym membership. Guarantee it. It will cost you a lot less to get a gym membership and go and exercise and take care of those heart problems other than spending that $1 million in your lifetime. It's $1 million you can spend on something else, like a vacation or something, right? And at the rate we are going right now, so we're spending $273 billion a year on average. 20 years from now, we'll be spending $818 billion a year. So we're going to triple that in 20 years. That is, once again, a lot of money that we do not need to be spending on heart problems that can easily be prevented. How do we prevent this? Exercise. Exercise is huge. Exercise is very, very important. We know exercise lowers blood pressure, it lowers your heart rate, and it lowers your cholesterol. All good things. The reason why it lowers your heart rate is because it's called cardiac output. Your cardiac output gets better, and that means that the amount of blood that you're able to pump out, that it becomes more efficient. So your heart is going like this at a normal beat. That's how it's beating right now. You start exercising, and an adaptation that you'll make is that your heart will actually start beating slower because it's able to fill with more blood, and it's able to get more blood out to the body. So that way your heart doesn't have to work as hard. And the reason it's able to go slower and pump more blood out to the body is because it's getting stronger. Does anybody know what area of the heart gets stronger? What area of the heart builds most muscle? Because there's 4 chambers of the heart. There's the right atria, the left atria, the right ventricle, and the left ventricle. Does anybody know which part of the heart is the strongest? The left ventricle is the strongest part of the heart. That's down here, the left ventricle. You've got right atria, right ventricle, left atria, left ventricle. This part is the strongest because this is the last chamber that the blood goes to before it gets pumped out to the rest of the body. So that's why you need a lot of muscle in that area of the heart. It needs to pump really strong and pump it out, all the way out. So, with exercise, going back to exercise, how much exercise do we need? What is recommended is 150 minutes a week. It sounds like a lot at first, 150 minutes. Really, it's not. All it is 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's all it takes. So really, easy thing you can do at night. Put on a TV show. Most TV shows are about 30 minutes long. Jump on the treadmill, watch a TV show while you do a brisk walk or a light jog or something. That's all it takes. Very quick, very easy to do. And once again, we have to look at intensity, though. So you can't just go out for a leisurely stroll and say, oh, okay, yeah, I got my 30 minutes in. No. It needs to be moderate to vigorous. Now some people are going, what is moderate to vigorous? How do I find that out? How do I make sure that I'm going moderate to vigorous? Easy way you can figure this out. You take 200, first you want to find your maximum, your maximal heart rate. Now, most people obviously don't know that off the top of their heads. So what you do is you take 220 It's just a given number that's been proven to work, 220, and you subtract your age. So for me, I'm 21. I take 220, and I subtract 21 from that. I get 199. Then, moderate to vigorous, they say 60 to 80% of your maximum heart rate. So I'll go right in the middle. I'll go with 0.7, 70%. So 0.7, that comes out, you multiply 0.7 times 199, my maximum heart rate, it comes out to 139, 140 beats per minute, right around there. That's the range that I want to be in. Right around in that area is where my moderate to vigorous exercising would be. That's where I want to get my heart rate up to. A great way to do this, most treadmills or bikes or ellipticals or any type of cardio workout machines, they're going to have heart monitors on them. You just hold on to the handles and they give you your heart rate. You can also buy heart monitors at the store. You can go to Walmart and buy a heart monitor. Very cheap, very easy to use, very simple. You just put on a watch and it's a little strap that goes right around here, right under your heart, and it will tell you what it's at. So it's very easy to figure out, like I said, moderate to vigorous exercise, just 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Now along with exercise, stress. Stress is it can cause a lot of problems. It's very, 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 very difficult to deal with. I mean, who here doesn't have any stress in their life? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nobody's going to raise their hand. Everybody has stress in their life. Stress is a big problem. We need to find ways to deal with stress because stress affects the heart a lot. Now, there's two types of stress. There's good stress and there's bad stress. An example of good stress is exercise. The body likes exercise. The body wants exercise. That's good stress on the body. Bad stress is, getting all tensed up about something, getting all riled up, freaking out about something, That's the kind of stress we don't want. We need to find ways to alleviate that stress. Stress can cause a lot of problems, not just heart problems, but it can cause a lot of problems like headaches, sore muscles, you start getting tightened up. A lot of people hold their stress up here in their shoulders. Stomach problems, depression, anxiety, all that sort of stuff. And that all just kind of builds up and up and up. And this can lead to a lot of problems. What do a lot of people do when they're stressed out? They overeat. Overeating is a big problem. And when you overeat, you're usually not overeating on carrots and vegetables and fruits, right? We're usually grabbing the chocolate and the ice cream, all that bad stuff. Makes us feel good, right? That's the problem with the overeating is stress. But also with stress, a lot of people will drink and smoke. Obviously, we know that that's not too healthy for us. Loss of sleep and reduced immune function. Once again, it's going to cause problems on the heart. We don't want that. Poor diet is a big problem with stress. Stress, like I said, can cause a poor diet with the overeating. And that's going to cause high blood pressure, which in turn is going to lead to other heart complications. So that's why we need to find ways to alleviate stress. We just need to relax. And like I said, exercise is a great way to alleviate stress. That's when you can get your 30 minutes in a day. When you're stressed out, go for a brisk walk outside. It's starting to get nice outside. Go for a nice little walk outside. It's a great way to get rid of stress. And that's good stress, like I said. The body wants that kind of stress. So as I talked about, eating habits are very, very important. I'm going to talk a little bit about nutrition. Give you guys some heart-healthy foods. One heart-healthy food, fish. Fish is high in omega-3 fatty acids. Now, a lot of you are hearing fat, fatty acids. Fatty acids are good for you. Don't be scared of fat. Like I said, fish has a lot of omega-3s. Those are very, very important for the heart. The heart likes omega-3s. Nuts and almonds and walnuts. Those are also good, heart-healthy foods. They have a lot of unsaturated fats. Unsaturated fats are good fats. There's several different types of fats. Don't be scared of fats, like I said. Unsaturated fats are good. Obviously, you never want to overdo it, then that goes with anything. But the bad fats are those trans fats and saturated fats. Those are the kinds of fats that you want to stay away from. Like I said, unsaturated fats are pretty good for you. Fruits and vegetables. We've been told time and time again our entire lives, fruits and vegetables are healthy. Keep that up. You want to have a lot of fruits and vegetables. Those are very important. But they have a lot of vitamins in them. So also with fruits and vegetables, you never want to, especially with vegetables, you never want to really cook your vegetables. That denatures them and it takes a lot of the vitamins out. Once again, we want to keep those vitamins in. We want to take those vitamins in. Some other heart-healthy foods, brown rice and soy milk. Those have a lot of minerals in them. So obviously minerals are good for us too. So brown rice and soy milk are very healthy for you. Some other ones that you guys might like. Red wine. Red wine is very good for the heart, actually. 1 glass of red wine a day is actually very good for the heart. 8 ounces, though. That doesn't mean, drink a whole bottle of red wine. 8 ounces of red wine is healthy for you. That's about 1 glass of red wine. So that's something you can do. And also dark chocolate. I know we all love our milk chocolate. Many of us probably don't like dark chocolate, but give it a try. It's not all that bad. I never really used to like dark chocolate, but I've started eating dark chocolate, and I've kind of started to like it a little bit. Dark chocolate and red wine has antioxidants in it, which once again are good for the heart. The heart likes those things. So try those out. Try out some of those ideas. By eating healthy, you're going to keep your cholesterol lower. Obviously, we know that cholesterol is bad. We don't want high cholesterol. So that's going to keep your cholesterol lower. And in turn, it's also going to lower blood pressure. And it's also going to reduce the risk of blood clots, especially if you're staying away from those bad trans and saturated fats. You obviously don't want blood clots. Some things to stay away from. A lot of red meats. Now, I know we all like to have that big, juicy steak every once in a while, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell you never to eat steak again. But you don't want to eat too much of that. A little bit of red meat every once in a while is not bad. Also salt. Salt, sodium, huge. Stay away from a lot of sodium. We get so much sodium in our diets every day. Sodium is a big part of the American diet. There is sodium in everything, and there is a lot of it. Has anyone ever had ramen? I'm sure everyone's had ramen before. I know I have. I'm in college. I eat ramen like every day. It's a staple of my diet, right? One package of ramen is actually 2 servings, but who eats just half a package of ramen, right? 1 package of ramen comes out to about 80% of the amount of sodium that you need in one day. That's just off of 1 package of ramen. So you've got 20% that you can have in the rest of your diet, and you know that's not going to happen, especially with the amount of salt that we have. So salt is huge. Eat less of it. And there was a study done, and it was estimated that if everyone just reduced the amount of salt by half a teaspoon of salt a day. So if you just didn't use half a teaspoon of salt a day, we could prevent 54,000 to 100,000 heart attacks a year. Think about that. Just that little bit amount, that little half teaspoon of salt. Now what that comes out to, that's basically not putting any salt. That's taking the salt shaker away and not adding any salt to any of your meals. That's pretty much all half a teaspoon is. Just don't add salt anymore. Put the salt shaker away, put it in the cabinet, never take it out again. And that can prevent a lot of heart attacks. Like I said, 54,000 to 100,000 heart attacks a year. That's a lot. Some reasons for heart diseases. Atherosclerosis is one of the biggest forms of heart diseases. If you look at the picture that I gave you, atherosclerosis is basically clogging of the arteries. It's a fat buildup in the arteries. So here we've got no atherosclerosis going on. This is where we're getting a little bit, and as you can see, you can't get a lot of blood through that little opening there. And obviously this last one is pretty much a blood clot. Obviously that's what we want to stay away from. So we got to stay away from those fatty foods and stuff like that, the trans fats and the saturated fats, because this is what we don't want to happen. This is what we want up here. Diabetes is a huge problem. Diabetes is becoming a big problem in our lives today. We're seeing it in younger and younger individuals, and that's why we're seeing a lot of younger individuals with heart problems. There's people that are in their early to late 20s that are, having heart attacks and stuff. And it's because of diabetes and also the big one, obesity. I'm sure we've heard there's an obesity epidemic going on in our country today. Obesity is huge, and the way that we can prevent both of those, exercise. Like I said, keep exercising. Exercise is very important. Excessive drinking and smoking is also going to cause heart problems. So we want to stay away from all that kind of stuff. Excessive stress. Like I said, stress causes a lot of problems for the heart. A lot of times we don't realize it though, because we just, we have to get our work done, and we're focused on getting our work done. We don't try to alleviate that stress. We just push through it, right? Well, we need to find ways to alleviate that, because that can cause a lot of problems. And like I said, great way to deal with stress, exercise. Also, high blood pressure, especially if you have a family history of high blood pressure. You want to take precautions to take care of that problem. And like I said, once again, exercise. Exercise is going to lower your blood pressure, so start exercising. Like I said, I'm going to keep going back to that. Exercise is extremely important. Obviously, nutrition is too, but definitely you need that exercise. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can cause heart problems, you know, stress, bad eating, not exercising. There's a lot of problems that can come with the heart, but it's also very easy to prevent it. It's very easy to prevent it. We just need to take, like I said, those 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to be healthy. So start doing that, and you'll probably start seeing some differences, and you'll probably start feeling a lot better. So anybody have any questions for me about the heart?
Question about the exercise.
Yeah.
Is there a difference in doing 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and doing an hour a day, 3 days a week?
No, that's fine. They want you to get that 150 minutes a week in, but most people don't always have, you know, an hour or an hour and a half to give. Most people, you know, everybody's busy nowadays, so you know, you only have that 30 minutes a day or so usually. So they kind of broke it down just to make it a little bit easier for people to get it. But yeah, if you can only, I mean, if you've got 3 days of work where you can work out an hour a day, that's fine. Go for it. Like I said, 150 minutes a week is the recommended amount. Anything else? Yeah?
You talked about not cooking your vegetables. What about steaming them?
Steaming your vegetables is okay. Like, obviously, raw vegetables are going to be the best for you. But steaming your vegetables is usually okay. It's not going to denature them as much, but it's better than cooking them full on. But steaming them is okay. I know a lot of people don't like eating completely raw vegetables. And another problem is dipping them. You know, dipping your carrots in ranch. You know, we all like to do that, I'm sure. You got to kind of stay away from that stuff as much as you can. But steaming them, yeah, you can steam them once in a while. That's not a bad idea. Anything else?
You spend a lot of time talking about stress, and everybody has stress
Mhm.
at work particularly, and we work so we have stress. So, other than exercise, what can we do about managing that stress?
Well, like I said, you know, a lot of people, you know, you go home at night, you just want to relax and sit down on the couch. A great way to alleviate stress is to stretch. While you're sitting in front of the TV watching a show, just stretch out, you know, close your eyes, relax, stretch out that neck, roll the shoulders a little bit, just relax. Stop thinking about work and stuff like that. You just need to learn to loosen up. And like I said, a great way to do that is to stretch, and you can do that in front of the TV. I mean, it's very simple to do. That's a great way. Also, watching what you eat is going to help with stress, because if you're eating, you know, all these fatty foods and stuff, if you eat fatty foods and greasy foods, it kind of makes you feel sluggish. You just don't feel good, and that can actually kind of add a little bit of stress to the body. You start eating healthier, you're going to feel, you know, a little bit more perked up. You're not going to be as stressful. You're going to feel a lot better. It's going to release endorphins. Same with exercise. It's going to release endorphins, which endorphins basically make you happy. That's what they do. So if you're happier, the less stress you're going to have, and the less stressed out you are going to get about things. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I hope you guys learned a lot. Start eating healthy and start exercising. It's great for you.